Hey everyone, it's Tony. In this video, we'll be going through an easy level SQL interview question that was asked by Amazon called Average Review Ratings. In this question, we're given a reviews table, and here's the schema. Here's the example input of what it can look like. So each record represents a review, and we have the unique review ID as an int, the user ID as an int, so this would represent the user who submitted the review, and then the submit date, which is the date that the review was submitted, and the product ID representing the product, and the number of stars the user has given the review. What this question is asking us to output is for each month of this submit date column. So in this table, just June and July, and for each product of those months, what is the average stars that user gave that product? So essentially up here, it says we need to group by the month for each product. So just looking at this example, we can see that, as stated earlier, there's 2 months for all the submit dates, namely June and July. And we can see in June, which is these 3 records, there's only 2 products, 50,001 and 69,000 something. And that's why in our example output, we have 2 products for the month of June, these 2. And how are these average stars calculated? Well, for product 50,001, we just add 3 and 4 and divide it by 2, which is 3.5. And for this product in June, we just take 4, because that was the only entry for that product in June. And in July, on the other hand, we only have 2 entries with product ID 69,000 something. So that's the only product, which is why there's only 1 record for the month of July. And in order to calculate the average stars for that month, we add 3 and 2, then divided by 2, which we get 2.5. Now it's time to solve this question. The first component I'm thinking is this group by part, because we know in the final output we need to group by the month and the product as stated by the question. So in order to do that, we need to take this month from the submit date and group by that, because the date includes the month, day, year, and time, in which we don't want all of those parts of the date. For that, we can use the extract function to extract the month from the submit date and then put that under group by. Furthermore, we also need to group by the product ID. So what this part gives us is unique month and product ID combinations that we're grouping by. So think about it as unique pairs down the output table. So in this example, 650,001 is different from 669,000, and so on and so forth for each month. And we see in the example output that we have 3 columns in the output table. So we know we need to select the month, product, and average stars. For the month, it's basically the same thing as below. We just use this extract method, but now we alias that as month because that's the requirement. And then we can do product ID as product. And finally, for the average number of stars for each month and product ID combination, we can use the average aggregate function. Now, average is called an aggregate function because it takes multiple inputs and spits out one singular output, which is the average or mean of all the records in each month and product ID that was grouped by. So we simply put the stars column here and then alias that as average stars. But the question also wants us to round the average to 2 decimal places. So for that, we can use the round function and put in the value of 2 as a second parameter. If we run the code, we can already see we're getting close to what we want. We have the month column, the product column, and the average stars column. But we can see here that the month isn't sorted, which the question also asks us to do. Sort the output first by month and then by product ID. In order to do that, we can simply put ordered by the month column here, and then followed by the product column. Once we run the code, we can see here that the months are grouped in order. So May, June, July, and the corresponding products in that month are listed in order and their average stars. One thing that I wanted to note is that here we have group by extract month from submit date all written out. So you might ask, why do we have to write it out twice under the select statement? Well, because this part is executed first by the whole query. So we don't have this mth alias to work with. So theoretically speaking, we shouldn't do this. Because here it's gonna first do the group by and be like, what is mth? I don't know what that is. And then be confused. because only when the select statement runs, we have the column MTH and then order by runs. So the sequence of execution of this script is first we do from reviews group by, and then the select statement, and then the order by. So it's important to know the order of execution of SQL commands. So when we submit this query, we can see that it was accepted. That's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Consider to like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.